What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for Mad Hatter's Reef. I know I've been away for a long time, but I'm back and we are working on a brand new build. We're going to be putting together a Nano Reef aquarium. And over the course of the next couple of months, we're going to be documenting everything from the very beginning all the way to a fully stocked Nano Reef aquarium. I want to thank you for joining me today on this first episode of the Nano Reef build. And if you're new to Mad Hatter's Reef, please hit the subscribe button. Helps me out, helps the show out, and it'll keep you up to date on all the upcoming videos for this build. All right, so let's get started. One of the big things about using a used aquarium or starting off with a used aquarium is you want to make sure that it's cleaned up. The equipment that is with the aquarium, you want to make sure that it's functional. When I went through and inspected the contents of this tank, I actually found that the heater was no longer working. The pump still worked, which is a good thing because I think I would have had a hard time finding a replacement pump for this aquarium. But cleaning it up and inspecting the equipment is a very important step. I'm also going to take the sand out of it, and I rinsed it and put it back into the aquarium. I was very careful to make sure that I didn't scratch the glass because that can definitely result in some big problems. And as you can see, I did a horrible job of cleaning the glass. I didn't scratch it though, but I did a bad job of cleaning it. This is where this aquarium is going to end up for a location. It's ideal because it doesn't receive direct sunlight and it's not next to a heat source or a place where it's going to receive any types of huge fluctuations in temperature. These are really important things to look at when you're considering the location of your aquarium. All right, guys, so I got my package in the mail today from Amazon on the lighting system and the heater. And this heater, the reason I went with this heater, I have a lot of the, I think it's a 250 watt heaters for my larger tanks. And there's two reasons why I picked this heater. Very good heater. It's actually, for a 50 watt, it's significantly bigger than most 50 watt aquarium heaters. And this brand is relatively cheap too. I believe I paid $11 for this on Amazon. And when you're talking heaters, you know, you could go to Walmart and probably pay $15 for a heater. So that's why I went with that. And this is the light system. If I can get it out here. Alright, and the reason that I picked this light system is it was relatively inexpensive and it was LED. So, kind of want to keep the overall cost of maintaining this aquarium as cheap as possible, and that is pretty decent light. The overall length of the light itself is 11 inches and it extends up to 19.5 inches, so it's going to be perfect for the nano tank, the Fluval Spec. So it has two different light options. That is all the lights, and then that's just the blue. So very good light. We'll take a look at it on the tank here and we'll get going. Alright, so this is an example of what the light looks like with all the lights on. This is the blue and the white on at the same time. And this is an example of just the blue lights being on. This is only 6 LEDs. And I think for 20 bucks, this light is definitely worth the money. So now we're going to take our new heater and we're going to be placing it in this section of the back end of the Fluval Spec. This is pumps down here, and there's a tube, and then it pushes the water. This is intended for it to be the filtration. That's not our filtration for the Nano. This is just going to be for water movement, and very little of it at that. So, you know, this is intended to be a freshwater aquarium, not a Nano Reef. So we're going to take, hopefully, our heater. That is a pretty honking 50 watt heater, and we're going to fit it. It fits perfect. So our heater will go right in there, and this water will sit here, and then the water will push out through, so it will be heating the water as it goes along. and it's completely concealed, so it's not going to be hanging out in the aquarium. It'll be in this frosted back section of the Nano Reef, and yeah, it'll work pretty well. One of the other things I like about this heater is you can actually adjust the temperature. So even if you set it at 80 degrees, 81 degrees, it might not be heating enough. So you can actually dial it up a little bit and have it warm the water a little bit better. A lot of actually, the 50-watt heaters do not have that feature on it. So that's another reason why I went with this heater for the Nano build. All right, now that we have the aquarium where we want it set up, the heater's in it, the pump's ready to go. We have our sand in there. It's time to get our live rock in there. It took me a couple tries to get this the way that I wanted it. This rock is pre-cured, so it isn't going to take a whole lot of time for it to become effective and be a biological filtration system for the aquarium. And now I'm adding some pre-mixed salt water to the Nano Reef with a specific gravity of 1.024. Another important tip here is you want to make sure that that heater sits in the aquarium water for quite some time before you plug it in, because it could cause the heater to crack. Now that we have it all hooked up, live rock's in there, water's in there, we're going to set the lights on top. And I mean, for 20 bucks, I'm pretty happy with this set of lights. It's going to do, it's going to be a good starting point for this aquarium. So that's going to do it for today's video. This is episode number 1 of the Nano Reef build. I want to thank you for joining. And if you're new to Mad Hatters Reef, stop by the website, check us out. We have a lot of helpful information on there for people looking to get into the hobby, and people that have been in the hobby for a little while. We got some stuff for them too. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.